Hi, good evening. Welcome along Wednesday night here on the Open Mic Magic Show. Hi to everyone out there in Facebook land, watching us on Facebook Live. All our Twitchers out there watching us on Twitch or whatever it's called. Yeah, it's Twitch, isn't it? And those on YouTube who are watching this sometime in the future. Anyway, so that's enough of my jabbering on. Apart from to say that, please. Can we be polite when you use the chat feature, not to chat when somebody's actually doing any magic, because the chat pops up sometimes in front of what they've got on their table and then people can't see it, etc. So that's the little ground rule in place. And now to move on to our very first performer of the night. Welcome, Paul Cooper. Come on in.
Hello, everybody. Welcome and welcome to this show. I thought I'd talk a little bit about the humble pack of playing cards, because we use these all the time and sometimes we don't know so much about them. You may know that they originated back in China. The first recorded card game is actually from the year 868. It was in the Tang dynasty in the 9th century of the Common Era. Kevin, could you ask someone to help me, preferably a non-magician, but someone who knows the names of the playing cards?
Stu will find someone for you.
Fine, excellent. I will proceed in the meantime. So the playing cards then came to England via Egypt and via continental Europe. And, oh, Jill, greetings, Jill. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Are you well?
Better than I was, yes.
Better than before. Okay, that's fantastic to hear.
I've only got one line on the test now.
Oh, okay. How many? Okay, we can work on that. Jill, I think you know the names of the playing cards, don't you? The suits and the... I
think I do, yes.
Yeah, exactly. The two black suits are the clubs and...
spades.
Fantastic, you'll do perfectly. So I was just explaining to the others that playing cards arrived in England. We know that playing cards arrived in England at the latest in the year 1413. And how do we know this? Well, we have lots of publications from this time, from this date. Most of them are rants and denouncements from the church wanting to ban playing cards in all its forms. And didn't really have much effect, even though they wanted imprisonment and fines imposed. In fact, hypocritically, a few hundred years later, the church then incorporated playing cards in some of their hymns and religious stories. And then a few hundred years later, we're now in a situation where I read that, for example, in Las Vegas alone, 27 million packs of playing cards are utilized. So with this vast amount of distribution and time, most people have a favorite playing card or a card that they despise. Now, when people were asked this, it's quite surprising. There was a study done in 2012, and of the 52 playing cards, 4 of them made up over half of the selections, and 1 card made up a quarter of all selections. Would you like to guess what that 1 card was, Jill?
The Ace of Spades.
Absolutely right. Yeah, 25% picked the Ace of Spades as their sort of automatic choice. There's even been a song written about it, a heavy metal song called Ace of Spades by Motorhead. You know that, yes, exactly. So what I thought I'd do this evening, Jill, is together with you, we would try and find a card, a selected card, not a particularly bad card or a particularly good card, but I think I know what card you're going to finish up with. But you're going to have lots of choices and lots of selections. Are you okay with that?
I am.
You are indeed. Okay, so we have the 2 jokers, we have the pack of cards, and then we have the playing cards, which you say you're familiar with. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'll put a few out, and let me see, how does this look? Okay, got room for 6 there or so. Now, are any of those sort of stand out that you think you'd reject immediately, Jill, because they're very good or very bad, or you just don't like the look of them for whatever reason?
Oh, it's difficult to see. They're a long way away.
Oh, right. We have the ace of clubs, the 2 of hearts, the ace of diamonds, the 8 of spades, the jack of diamonds, and the jack of spades.
Oh, I don't think I like the jack of spades.
No? Okay, the one-eyed jack. He has one eye. A lot of people don't like him. He's a sort of wild card. We can get rid of him very easily. Any others that you wouldn't like particularly or think were particularly good?
What's the other black one in the middle? The 10 of 6?
No, that's the 8 of spades and the 4 of spades at the end here.
We'll get rid of both of those.
Both of those, very wise. This was part of the so-called dead man's hand, supposedly held by Wild Bill Hickok when he was shot dead in the back of the head. Yeah. And this one, the 4 of spades, is if you're from Japan, you really wouldn't want a 4 because in numbers in Japan, 4 is she, and she sounds like death. And so people avoid this like the plague, unless you're a funeral director or a funeral company. You want lots of 4s in your postcode, in your telephone number, on your car and so forth. Okay, let me just point out a couple of others now. So this one, the ace of diamonds, let's take that one out because that's always selected. About 6% of people will choose that, come what may.
An engagement ring.
An engagement ring, yes, exactly. And this guy here, the ace of clubs, is a bit like the ace of spades. He's part of the dead man's hand, so he usually gets rejected. And here we have another 4, so 4s really need to go.
Ooh.
Now, Jill, are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Right-handed, okay. So let's take 3 of these away from my right hand or your right-handed side. So my right or your right?
Your right.
My right. So these 3 cards are going to go, yes?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Out they all go. And let's put in some more here. Oh, right. We've seen a couple of howlers here. Famous ace of spades that you mentioned, sometimes known as the death card. That's really got to go because that's always chosen. Remember, absolutely. We want a sort of bland card for you. Does this card mean anything to you, Jill? The 9 of diamonds.
No.
No, you can look it up on Wikipedia or whatever. It's called the Curse of Scotland, and it has all sorts of negative connotations relating to battles between England and Scotland in the 1600s, 1700s and 1800s. Supposedly, they signed the death warrants on this card. They signed battle orders, the massacre of Glencoe. I mean, it's all a little bit really, but this is the worst card in Scotland. So if you're Scottish,
as I was born in Scotland, it's probably best to get rid of it.
Best to avoid that one, isn't it? Exactly. Now, Jill, are you a night owl or are you a lark?
I'm a lark.
You're a lark. Okay, so in that case, we'll get rid of 4 of these. Shall we get rid of the 4 on the left or the 4 on the right? My right.
4 on the right.
These 4 here?
Yeah.
Okay, they've all gone. Jump, including the Queen of Diamonds, which is a popular pick. Okay, we have, I'll tell you about this one, Jill, the 3 of clubs, because you probably don't know this. This is quite popular amongst magicians. If you know the magician's Penn and Teller, they usually use this as a card for their card tricks because they claim that in an audience far away, it's the easiest to spot. Maybe after the ace of spades, but the 3 of clubs. So they always use that. Yeah, we'll get that. How about the ace of hearts? Would that be a natural selection for you?
It's rather a lovely card.
It is, isn't it? Isn't it? Yes, that gets chosen an awful lot. Maybe up to 14% of people will choose that one. So that one's got to go. Now, this one, a red 8. Have you ever been to China, Jill?
No, I haven't.
No,
my daughter has.
Your daughter has. Yeah. Well, this is doubly fortuitous, any red 8, because firstly, red is a very popular color for love, for wealth especially, and success. But 8, especially in anything to do with money, the Chinese love it. And if there's a car number plate with lots of 8s on it, a lottery ticket, they go crazy. Lots and lots of people want it. Very, very lucky. And in fact, in the Beijing Olympics in the year 2008, they could stage manage it. So when did it start? It started on the 8th day of the 8th month in the 8th year of the millennium, 2008, at 8 o'clock.
Wow.
Well, so yeah, that would be, if you were Chinese, that would be definitely on your selection list. If, on the other hand, you were familiar with the dead man's hand, a black 8 would definitely be a no-no. That would be gone. Okay, Jill. Now, let me say, do you regard yourself as optimistic or pessimistic? How would you?
Optimistic.
You're very much an optimistic. Okay. Well, let's get rid of 4 of these. Tell me when do you want to get rid of this one?
Yes,
2.
get rid of the black one.
Don't like that one. This one?
Is that the 2 of diamonds?
Two of hearts.
2 of hearts. Yes, get rid of the 2 of hearts.
2 of hearts. Jack of hearts.
No, we'll leave him.
Leave him. 7 of clubs.
Yes, get rid of the black
Get
one.
rid of him. Yes, a bit ambiguous. Yeah. 6 of diamonds. 9 of hearts. One more.
6 of diamonds.
6 of diamonds. Yes. If you get 6s together, we get, or people can form the number 666, 666, the supposed sign of the devil. And so that tends to be very much left in the dark. Okay, so we've added a few more here. Let's get one more in here. So let's have a look at this. So the King of Hearts, sometimes called the Suicide King, because he's stabbing himself in the head with his sword.
Oh.
Yeah. Curiously, this is the only king in which you can see both his hands. It's a sort of interesting, fun trivia question. Oh. Which is the only king that you can see both their hands? He's a very popular selection. And of course, this lady, Queen of Hearts, gets picked time and time again. Yeah, Lady Diana Spencer, who became the Princess of Wales. Yeah, exactly. And we've got some 4s, so I'm going to take these out because of the association with them. And we also have a 9s. Now 9s are interesting because just as in Thai, so I beg your pardon, just as in Japanese, the 4 is she, which sounds like death. 9s sound like Q, which it's the 9th word, cow. It's a sound we don't really have in the UK, and it means agony or torture. And so the Japanese do not have generally, for example, floors in hotels that are numbered 4 or 9, and certainly no rooms which are number 49. So just as we sometimes don't have 13 on our floors or on aircraft seats, they do the same in this way. Okay, let's take out this one, the 7 of diamonds, a popular choice. Several friends of mine have this as their favourite card. My granny used to always choose this. Because,
isn't it Kevin's favourite card?
I wasn't going to mention that, but yes, I believe it is. My friend Miles is also favourite card. My granny used to have it because she taught me a game called Sevens, and you start off in her version with the 7 of diamonds. That's the starter there. And of course, the Chinese would pick up on this guy, the 8. So we'll get rid of that one. Now, what have we got here? Now, the Queen, this Queen is sometimes called and used for various card games. Black Maria, the Old Maid. It's usually a negative connotation. There's a version of poker, 7-card poker, called the Bitch. And this is horrible, isn't it? So this one, it causes an instant redeal. So we don't want that. We've got, this one, again, another one-eyed Jack. Sometimes, so he's turning his head in profile. You can only see one eye. People think that looks a little bit untrustworthy. So we'll get rid of him. Okay, well, let's have a look here. Jill, I'm going to give you what have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possibilities. So I'd like you to name, this is the one you're going to keep, okay? This is the card you're going to keep for real. One of these 6 cards, and I think I know which one you'll do now because we've taken out the obviously bad ones, the obviously good ones, some of the indifferent ones. just give it a think for a moment. And which card would you like to select?
Can you tell me what they are?
I certainly can. We have the 5 of hearts, the King of clubs, the 3 of spades, the 10 of clubs, the 2 of diamonds, and the 6 of hearts.
The
So
5 of hearts.
The 5 of hearts. Okay. That's your selection, is it? To keep, you'd like the 5 of hearts?
It is, yes.
Okay. Any special reason for that? You just felt drawn towards it, or?
I did. It's so symmetrical.
Yeah, yeah. I thought so too. I put the 5 of diamonds here just on the front of the pack as we went through those. It might sort of influence you a little bit, I thought maybe. But I'm going to give you a final chance now, Jill. You're going to stick with the 5 of hearts, are you? Or are you going to change?
I'm sticking with the 5 of hearts.
Okay, well, that's very good, because I asked a friend of mine who laminates different pieces of cardboard, and he makes things up. I'm not very practical, and I thought the 5 of hearts was going to be your choice. And if you can hear, that's one of his laminates. There's only one thing in here, and if I tip that out, it's a little lamination. There's nothing in there. And this one says, I think you can guess,
5 of hearts.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you very much indeed. You're welcome. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Paul, from somewhere around about Watford, a little bit north of London. And moving on down to the south coast of the UK, and Chris Nixon. Welcome in, Chris. Hi there.
Okay. What I've got is a blank card. I'm going to put that under my watch like this. And I've got 3 cards, one with a mouse on. You can see that. And all I do is flip them over, and the mouse disappears. It's not cool. It's gone. Now I'm left with 3 blank cards. Tap the watch for my magic wands. Check it out. Our mouse jumps underneath my watch. Well, that's it. Thank you very much.
Hey, excellent. Thanks very much, Chris, and thank you to the mouse, the star of the show tonight. So, from the south coast of the UK down to La Belle France and to George. Bonjour. No, bonsoir. Hi there, George. Come on down.
Bonsoir aujourd'hui. Normally you're used to seeing me perform in England. At the moment I'm here with my wonderful partner in magic in Lyon, France. We're going to show you something that I hope you'll enjoy. I have a fresh deck of cards here. I want to teach you something about a deck of cards for those who aren't in the know. When you open a deck of cards, you get these marketing material that we don't need. On top of that, you get jokers that we also don't need. But the rest of the deck comes in what we call new deck order. So we've got the ace through king there of hearts, ace through king of clubs, and then in reverse order, king through ace of diamonds, king through ace of spades. In the middle, what we call the kissing kings. It's a romantic term, but they say that you need to give a deck of cards 6 full shuffles from new deck order to get it into a position where it's a very fair shuffle. Now, I know a lot of people here know that I'm a card magician. I do this kind of stuff a lot. So you might be thinking I don't shuffle the cards fairly. I have my partner in crime here, Milena, who's going to also shuffle the cards for me.
You can tell by the way I shuffle that I'm definitely not a magician.
Right.
One more time, and then I think we're good.
Let's do this. As soon as you think this is fair, there's lots of cards magicians in the audience, I assume, but what we've got here that a lot of you will, I guess, not appreciate is if I asked you what I've got in front of me, you might say to me a deck of cards or a shuffled deck of cards, whatever else. What we actually have is an impossible moment in time, a unique moment that will never happen again and has never happened before. Because if you shuffle a deck of cards, there's a nearly impossible chance that any deck has been shuffled in that exact same way before. That might not sound right to you, but mathematical terms, I'm sure Paul will gladly tell me I've got this wrong, but in mathematical terms, it's a 52 factorial. So it's a 52 times 51 times 50, etc. chance of any deck of cards being in this order before. So in the same way that Mozart composes an impossible symphony from a set of random music notes, or the brush of Van Gogh puts his little impossible things together to create the Mona Lisa or whatever else, we're going to attempt tonight to create our own musical symphony using my first chair of our musical duet, from an impossibility to something that I hope will become a Van Gogh or a Mozart. Milena, I'm going to ask you to take the deck of cards that you've shuffled and deal off around 20.
Okay.
Okay. So we've got about 20 cards there. From those, I'm going to ask you to look at me, but not concentrate too hard. Look into my eyes, but not my eyes, this point just above my eyes, and focus, but don't focus too hard. And as you focus, I want you to deal 2 piles of cards, one for me and one for you, as however you see fit. You'll notice we've got the rest of the deck here. From a shuffled deck, 2 piles have been created. I've got 10 here, 10 cards. Our Mona Lisa, our symphony. Each one. A red card on my pile. Meaning, if you'd like to show everyone your pile. from an infinite possibility of how this deck could have been shuffled, we created our Mona Lisa. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. My number one chair in this duo, Milena. Please give a round of applause.
Wow, fabulous. Thank you, George, and thank you, Milena, for that wonderful performance. Right, from France back to the UK, to up north somewhere, to my good friend Roy Stone. Hi there, Roy. Come on in.
Everybody, so I thought that I would introduce something different to the open mics, as in, although it's virtual, I will go out performing live every week, record it and play the recording. So although it's recording, it was live this afternoon. It's a local hostelry. The spectator doesn't show because they didn't want to be on the screen. But this is a video of a performance that I recorded live around about 2 p.m. this afternoon. So I'm going to play you that now, and I hope you enjoy it. So a virtual live performance. Here we go. Thank you for helping me. What we've got here is 2 envelopes.
From you, Roy. Not video.
Blue. Which one do you want? Choose one. Blue. Okay.
Right.
What we do, we're
We
going
can
to
see you, not video.
cards up. They are. They're actually all different mix. So in a minute you can go down or mix, down, mix, down, mix, down, mix. Whichever you prefer, that's what we'll do. So what's the first one you'd like to do? Mix. Okay. Down. Okay. Mix. Down. Mix. Down. So as you see, we totally randomised them cards up. Okay. And they've all got pictures of my favourite things from the circus. Because we're going on a journey to the circus. What we're going to do is you're going to come with me. So you mix those cards. And firstly, you chose the blue cards. There's no way really that I could have known you chose the blue, would they? But of course, I went on the journey with you to the circus. So here's my favourite card. Nothing else in the envelope. And on the back of my favourite card, it says, you will choose the blue card. But we didn't touch the red cards. What we're going to do with the red cards is we're going to turn both sets over. Like so, both the same way. There we go. Put them both the same way. And you remember, you mix them up. You mix some, you put some down, you mix some, you put some down. And the strange thing is, I knew you were going to come to the circus with me. We both saw the strong man, we both saw the thin man, we both saw the elephants, we both saw the lions. We both saw the lions, we both saw the clowns. We both saw the horses. We both saw the jugglers. No matter what, we both saw the same act. Even though you mixed yours up and I didn't, we even saw my favourite act, which was the blue man. So although you mixed them up, they still matched perfectly. So we're going to do a little bit of something else. Okay? Because now you've come, I know that you've come to the circus with me. We're going to try and find my favourite acts in the circus. So what we've got here, we've got my four favourite acts in the circus. Okay? And we've got a list here, things you may see at the circus. You can see that. And the things you might see at the circus. So in a minute I'm going to ask you to pick one. I will hand you the card and I'll ask you to pick one. Okay? Which one do you like? The knives. Okay? And the knives. So we're going to spell knives first. So K-N-I-F-E. E, and we'll put the final card there. Remember, you could have picked any one of these cards. So we're going to ask you now, how much do you think I paid to go to the circus? It was, you can see, it was between £1 and £10. £7. So we're going to spell 7. S-E-V-E-N. So I'll put that final card there. You can add any card. Now, you know that I went to the circus and I paid £7. Where do you think I went? The places I might have gone to see the circus: Torquay, Dorset, Croydon, Ipswich, and London. Where do you think I went? Croydon. C-R-O-Y-D-D-O-N. Okay, and again, you can have any of them cards. Now, I haven't shown you the side of the cards. In a minute, we're going to look when I might have gone. So I may have gone in spring, summer, autumn, or winter. When do you think I went? Autumn. Okay. Now these cards, some of these cards are the same, as you can see. They're both lived horses. So we're going to spend autumn. A-U-T-U-M-N. Okay. Now these are the acts I don't like in the circus. If you see, they always have it on a couple of times. The trapeze, lived horses, the acrobats. They're the acts that I don't like. So you've left us. Here's my favourites. You said that one of my favourites was the clown. You're right, because one of my favourites was, like you predicted, the clown. So they match. So you find one of my favourites, the clown. You also said one of my favourites was the trick cyclist. Let's have a look. Yes, you found my other favourite. You've matched it. Trick cyclist. Remember, all the other words had different letters. It could have ended up any old now. You said one of my favourites was the juggler. And you're right, one of my other favourites was the juggler. And the final favourite, of course, was he didn't put every show, the ringmaster. It wouldn't be a show without it. So although you use different letters, different words, different spelling, different things, you managed to find my favourite 4 acts at the circus. So we're going to try one final thing. After the 4, there's one act I like more than any of the others. And it's one of these. So it could be the trick cyclist. It could be the elephant. Oh, the elephant's in twice, so it could be the elephant that's in twice. It could be the trapeze artist. It could be the juggler. Okay. Or it could be the acrobat. Or it could be the ringmaster. It could be the lions. Okay, so one of these is my favourite artist. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the Australian shuffle, which is the Australian shuffle is down, under, under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down. This will leave you with one card. Let me look with the trick cyclist. Trick cyclist isn't my favourite act in the song. There's one act I like more than another that I'd love to perform with. So we're going to do it again. Down, under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down. So it leaves you one card. Okay, this is you're going to try and you've been to circus with me. I've asked you to name what you think is my favourite, one that I'd like to perform with more than anything else. And you could have picked any one of these cards. You picked the clowns, and you see, I want to perform with the clowns. So thank you for joining me today on my trip to the circus.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much, Roy. Fabulous stuff as always. And from Doubt Pit in the northeast or middle to North England or wherever Roy is, over to Gunnar in Iceland. Hi there, Gunnar. Welcome along tonight. Thank you.
I was wondering, Andrew, could you help me? I just need your sound. I don't need to see you. I just need to hear you. Can you unmute, please?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Brilliant. So I've got a few cards here, and I want you to give me a number where you want me to cut them.
Okay. 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. You can cut up to 3 times if you like, once or twice. Doesn't matter. You want to cut again?
Yeah. 4 this time.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Do you want to cut one more?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Then I'm going to make a little shuffle like this here. Do you want A or B on top?
A on top.
A on top. Very good. So do you want to cut them?
No, fine.
Fine here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to split them into 2 different piles. Do you want A or B on top?
B.
B on top. Excellent. So like you see, there's no certain order of them. So where do you want to cut now?
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Do you want to cut again?
No, that's fine.
Okay, so I'm going to give them another shuffle like this here. And do you want A or B on top?
A this time.
A this time. Excellent. So I'm going to riffle the cards like this, and I want you to give me, let me know when you want me to stop.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep. Stop.
Stop here.
Yep.
Okay, so we cut them like this. Okay, let's see where you cut. That's excellent. Are you a lucky man?
So.
Yeah, you saw the mess, and the next one, and the next one. Andrew, I think you did excellent. You did perfectly.
We're going to get a lot of.
Thank you very much. This is really brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. So I was wondering, Andy, can you help me?
Hiya.
Also, again, sound is perfect, so we can have the cards as big as possible. So I'm wondering, do you know what it's called when you try to read something and the words and the letters, they all get mixed up?
Yeah, the Cambridge University test.
Cambridge University. I didn't know that. I've never been there. I think it's called. I think it's called dyslexia.
Oh.
You agree?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know what it's called when numbers get jumbled up?
No.
It's dyscalculus, I think, or something like this. But still, I'm not 100%. I'm wondering if one of those things are bothering me, or if I just need new glasses or whatever. So can you help me out a little bit? So what do you see here?
Ace of spades.
You see the ace. Okay, let's just call this 1 because it's just got 1 pip. So this is 1 here, and then this would be
2.
Excellent. This here
3.
3, and this one here
4.
4. Brilliant. And this
5.
one, yeah. So I mean, 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you said you see what here?
A 5.
You see a 5 because when I look at it, I always see an ace. I don't know why. Next one, I won't see a 4. I see a 2. And I hope that everybody's following also. This one would be.
It's 3.
3, exactly, yeah. What comes after 3?
4.
4, and the last one would be
5.
But I always see this one as 1. And this one is 2, this one is 3, this one is 4, and this one is 5. Like I say, new glasses, dyslexia, dyscalculus, whatever. Let's try it again. What do you see here?
The ace, the 1.
Yeah, you see 1. Okay, and then here?
A 2.
2, okay. And here?
A 3.
You see a 3. This one here would be?
A 4.
Okay, and the last one would be?
A 5.
But I always see this as 1. And this one here is 2. This one is 3. This one is 4. And this one is 5. I don't know why. I mean, it's crazy. Tell me one thing. How many cards did you see here?
5.
I just see 1. I don't know. I'll try just to take off the glasses. Maybe that will work for me. Thank you very much.
Bravo.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Gunnar. Well, we are globetrotting all over the place tonight. So from Iceland and Gunnar to the good old USA and my friend Bruce Yoskin, come on down and perform for us tonight. And possibly unmute yourself might help.
There we go. So what I'd like to do today is change things up a little from my norm, and I'd like to do a little demonstration in mind reading, but a little bit different from the norm. So Stuart, I noticed that Milena is back in the fold, so to speak. So if you can hook up Milena with me, I would appreciate it. How are you?
I'm good.
Terrific. I'm glad you're here.
When in Rhone.
Yes. Speaking on behalf of all of us, we missed you. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. That's really sweet.
So let me ask you, have you ever been involved in any mind reading demonstrations?
Yes, I tried to teach it to George, but they were a difficult student.
Okay, well, let's see if we can work with that. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Was it successful?
Yeah, I'd say, 80%.
Okay, now, when you've had your mind read, do you find that a little creepy with a mentalist walking around inside there?
Yeah.
Looking at some of your most private thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, actually, none of that means anything because I'm not going to read your mind today.
Oh, great.
You are going to read mine.
Okay.
How's that sound?
That sounds great. I'm ready.
Now, here's how it works. It's going to be a little different than I originally planned it. I was hoping we'd be able to do this eye to eye as we would be doing if we were across the table from one another. The cards are down below, so I'm just going to put this down, and hopefully I'll be able to do what I want to do blindly, so to speak. But here's what's going to happen. I'm going to take a series of cards. We'll do 3. One at a time. I'm going to place a card down on the table. Let me put this up just a little bit more. And of course, I'll know what the card is because I can see them. You won't know what the card is until we do the following. The first thing I want you to do is close your eyes for a minute, take a deep breath, and I want you to try and clear any thoughts out of your mind right now. Terrific. I can sense it. There's nothing in there. This is great. Nope. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with this one. All right. That card goes down. Now, I know what that card is, Milena. You don't. What I'm going to do is try what's known as thought transference, and I'm going to concentrate very intently on that card. And it shouldn't take more than 3 or 4 seconds for you to have that transfer from my mind to yours. And when that happens, you say, Bruce, I got it. Now, this is the part of demonstration that most people forget, okay? So when you get that feeling in your head, you just go, Bruce, I got it. Try it once.
Bruce, I got it.
Terrific. All right. So
Okay.
I'm now going to concentrate on this card. When you get that feeling, you say, Bruce, I got it. All right?
Okay. Bruce, I got it.
Milena, name that card.
3 of hearts.
Okay. I'm going to mark it. Okay. I'm going to mark the card. And assuming it's the 3 of hearts down there, I'm going to mark it with the only other red card, which is the 3 of diamonds. Okay. I think that went pretty well. Only time will tell. So let's try it again. I like that card. I like that card. Okay. Now we're going to use this card. Okay. You ready?
Yeah. Bruce, I got it.
Milena, name that card.
Queen of spades.
Queen of spades. So I'm going to mark that Queen of spades with?
Queen of diamond.
No, the other black card. The other black.
Oh, Queen of.
the Queen of clubs.
Okay.
What did I do? I'm sorry, put it that way. All right, last time. One more. I like that one. I'm kind of drawn to this one. So this one might be a little bit more difficult to communicate. So if it takes you an extra second or two, I will understand.
Bruce, I got it.
Milena, name that card.
7 of clubs.
7 of clubs. So I'm going to mark that.
7 with the 7 of spades.
With the 7 of spades.
Okay.
There we go. Now, let's go back in history for just a little minute here and see what's happened. Started off with the shuffled deck, and then I picked out 3 cards, one at a time. I concentrated very intensely on that card, and hopefully I was able to successfully transfer my thought of that card into your head. Would that not be terrific?
That would be amazing.
Okay, check it out. We'll take the first one, which hopefully is the 7 of clubs. Actually, let's pull it out a little bit. This one, which hopefully is the Queen of spades, and this one, hopefully the 3 of hearts. Ready? 3 cards, 3 cards, turn them, the 7 of clubs, the Queen of spades, the 3 of hearts. Milena, great job. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kevin, back to you.
Well, thanks very much. Thanks very much, Bruce. And of course to Milena, who is honing her mental skills. The telepathy is kicking in there nicely. So from the USA with a touch of France over to Germany now. I did say we were a globetrotting show tonight, and we are hopping all over the place. Welcome to my friend Rolf. Hi there, Rolf.
Hi, together. I'm glad to be here with you. Well, could you find me an assistant who can help acoustically? Maybe Joe is around.
Maybe who? Sorry?
Stuart?
Yeah, sorry, who did you say?
Is Jill around? Can she?
Yeah, sorry. There we go.
Hi, Jill.
Hello.
We would try to play a little dice game tonight. Is that okay? Is that fine with you?
Yes.
So I'll show you what I've got here. I hope you can see that. I brought some cards, and first I'll explain to you what we do. To be honest, you can't win anything, but you can't lose anything either. So is that fair enough? It's just for entertainment?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, that's very fine. So what we will do, you can pick any number from, say, 1 up to 13. You don't have to do it right now. I first explain to you what we are going to do. So if you would pick the 3, I take those away, then I will throw the die and you would just count my throws. So you would go 1, doesn't matter what it shows, 2, doesn't matter, 3. Now 3 was your number. Now you would concentrate on the 1, forget the 3, remember the 1. Then you count 1. Now your new number is the 6. Okay? Then you can forget all the other numbers. You would just start again counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you would concentrate on the 4 and so on. Do you understand that? And you do that until I stop, and I try to synchronize our minds and figure out what number you remembered last. Okay? So let's calibrate our thoughts. Just concentrate on this 1. Okay. Now here we have the 6. Well, that should do the 3. And one more, let's do the 4. Okay, now we start for real, and you don't tell me when you start counting what your number is or whatever. You just remember you can pick any number from 1 to 13. It doesn't matter. Don't tell me. Don't count loud. Just do it for yourself. Okay? Are you ready? You pick the number, so I start throwing. I think the last number you remembered was a 5. Is that correct?
It was.
Well, then we synchronized pretty well. Thank you very much for helping me out with this, Jill.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, baffling us with his mental shenanigans. Rolf, all the way from Germany. So, from Germany, over the channel, up through the UK, turn left, and you get to the Isle of Man. And we welcome our next guest, Michael Kelly. Hi there, Michael.
Thank you, Kevin. Good evening, everybody. Now's the time to relax and just listen to a story. A nice little interval for you before the last couple of performers up the ante again. And it's a tale from long ago, back in the early 14th century to be exact. And it's a tale that revolves around a woman named Rebecca Carstairs. And she lived in a small village not too far from Glastonbury. And she was the village wise woman, healer, midwife. She'd learned herb lore from her mother and her grandmother before her. She knew the medicinal properties of plants. She had the second sight. She could see round a corner or two. And of course, if anybody wanted a cheeky little charm, maybe some lusty milkmaid who was looking for one of the farmhands, well, it was Rebecca they'd go to visit. And all was well until, as such things inevitably happen at times, the crops were failing one year and the cattle were sickening, and superstitious folk of the village began to whisper of witchcraft. And despite the fact that she'd always helped everyone in the village at one time or another, because she was slightly different, because she wasn't quite one of us, the whispers started to include Rebecca's name, and they inevitably reached the ears of the village elders, and they didn't know what to do, because Rebecca had helped all of them at one time or another with their medical problems. So they decided they would pass the problem upwards. They'd consult the local magistrate, a man named Roger Miller, and he thought about it, and he said, well, it seems to me that we need to work out whether she is really a witch or not. We need to put her to some kind of test. And this sounded reasonable. And he said, I'm riding to Glastonbury tomorrow on business, and it could potentially make me a lot of money. So before I go, I'm going to visit Rebecca, and I'm going to ask her to tell my fortune. But this will be a test. If she is accurate, if she gets my fortune right, then we'll know she's possibly a witch. If she doesn't, well, maybe she's just a bit deluded, and we can put this matter to rest. So the next morning, Roger Miller went to visit Rebecca at her little cottage. And he told her he was going to Glastonbury on business, and she said, yes, yes, I can tell you your fortune. And I'll do it with these 3 tarot cards. And she showed him that she had the Wheel of Fortune, and she had another Wheel of Fortune, and she had the Death card. And as she mixed them, she explained that everybody wants to ride on Fortune's wheel, hoping it will lift them high before death comes to claim them. And she asked him which card he would like. And he thought, and he said, I'll have the bottom card, please. So she showed him, and it was the Death card. And she gave it to him. He said, no, no, I don't want that thing. What are you thinking of, woman? Put it back. And you know how these people are. He said, I know how you made your mistake. You see, when I was asking for the bottom card, I was meaning with respect to the cards being face up, but you're holding them face down. So when I said the bottom card, I really meant the top card. And she thought, okay, right. So she showed him the top card, which was the Death card. And Roger went pale. He began to stammer. He said, "No, this isn't right at all. You see, we're looking at this entirely the wrong way. I'm a magistrate. I'm a magistrate. I have to decide cases of law. I have to be fair. I have to be impartial. I have to see things from every side. I have to take the middle position. And so we know really in my heart of hearts, what I should have said was the middle card." And she said, "Okay." And she showed him the middle card, and it was the death card. And she said, you can't escape your fate, you know. Well, Roger was very shaken by this. He went and reported back to the village elders. And then he rode on his way to Glastonbury, still wondering over what had happened. And on the way, a snake at the side of the road alarmed his horse, and it reared back and threw him off, and he struck his head on a stone and was killed instantly. And he couldn't escape his fate. And as for Rebecca, I'm afraid the village elders tried her for witchcraft, and she was hanged. Because the way they saw it, if Roger Miller had gone to her seeking his fortune, but all that he'd found was death surrounding him on all sides, then there could be no doubt in their minds that it must be the work of the devil. Now that I've cheered you all up, thank you, Kevin. Back to you.
Hey, fantastic as always. Thanks very much, Michael. So from the Isle of Man back to the mainland of the UK, to a young man who's going to try and baffle us with his mind-reading skills. So tonight, Parry. Hi there, Parry. Come on in.
Hello, Kevin. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I want to do something similar to something I did a couple of weeks ago with a few people. Could I have 5 volunteers, please? Stuart, it doesn't matter if they're magicians or non-magicians. I'd like 5 people along with me, please.
Okay. Yeah, Tom's got his hand up, so let's add Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
Sonia, are you happy to help?
Yeah.
Yep. Super.
Thank you, Sonia.
David.
Thank you, David.
Let's go for Martin.
Hello again, Martin. Thank you.
And let's go for one more. How about Bruce?
And Bruce, thank you.
There's an apparition behind Martin.
You look, Andrew, look there.
So Tom, Sonia, David, Martin, and Bruce. Okay, well,
hi.
Starting now.
Hello. Is someone else coming in? Oh, no, it's okay. Right. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do something with words, and I'd like you all to see if you can actually tune in with me. And I want to see if I can just slot into your particular mind. When I say your, I'm talking about you 5 people in front of me. So can I ask the rest of the audience who are going to watch now, please do not take part. Now, by that I mean, don't, you can watch by all means, but please don't select a word and think of that word, because then you'll confuse me when I'm looking at Martin, for example, or David. He may send me something in it that I'm picking up someone else's. Okay, so just be careful of that. Okay, what I'm going to do is show you lots of words, okay? And we're going to do something that's going to focus on one word that's going to be on your mind. So let me start with you, Tom, okay?
Okay.
Tom, I'm hoping all of you can read this. We have here a little phrase by Thomas Edison. Can you see that?
Yes.
Right. Tom, pick one word, any word you want from there, excluding the name. So pick one word from the quotation, between the quotation marks, and just focus on that word.
All right.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay. Sonia, can you do the same with this one? Is it big enough? Can you all see that? Yeah? Sonia?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good. And you got a word, Sonia?
Yes.
All right, focus on that word and let's have a look. David, this is for you, boy. This is the one that I want to see if I can really get, because for some reason I've got a funny feeling I might have difficulty with you, David. Pick one of those words. Pick one of the words, please, David, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Right, okay. And Martin?
Yeah.
This is yours, okay? Marika.
Okay.
Marika Kurikin. Pick a word, yeah? You got one?
Yeah, I've got one.
Okay. And finally, Bruce.
Got it.
Vision is an imagination. You picked one word, okay? Okay, so if you all got now one word in your mind.
Yeah.
Now, you might want to write it down if you forget, but I'm hoping no one else has picked a word or is thinking about a particular word, because it's going to upset my... Okay, let's have a look and see. So, I'm going to do something, and I want to see if you can actually focus on your word. I'm going to read out another saying. You can't see, but you actually, if you look at this one, you can see, well, you can't see this, but I'll show you now. If you can see, I'm holding up a card with another phrase on it. Okay, I'm going to read this out. What I want you to do, if you hear the word that you're thinking of, I would like you to just raise your hand, but not until I finish the full phrase, okay? I might hit some of you, I might hit none of you, or all five of you. Here we go. Oscar Wilde. Okay, let's have a look at any hour, any day, any occurrence and variation can be defined by asking why. Science rests confidently because questions are asked. Now, did I hit with anyone then? Oh, Martin. Martin, okay. So Martin, are you the only one? I think no one else's hand went up. Okay. Right. I need to read some more. Let's read another one. Charles Fort says, the ordinary happens and continuously happens, despite reality, despite imagination. Did I hit there with someone? Did someone? Not at all. I didn't get anything, so I'm not getting anything now either. Okay, right. Let's do another one. C.S. Lewis, he says, beware mankind's logic. Never question theological vision, but always question evidence and reason. Did I hit someone there? Not there. See, David, I think I've got problems with you. It's something to do with you, David, but somehow you're linked to them. So maybe because you're linked to them, maybe in this one. Okay. Arthur Conan Doyle. Mankind may grow unbelieving in miracles, but mankind needs wonders in every single day. Oh. 3 of you, but not David.
Not me. I am clever, aren't I?
I knew this was going to happen, David. Okay, so Tom, I think you were thinking of a dog barking, I think. Did you catch that dog barking just then? I don't know if you heard it. I heard it, and I think, yeah. Okay, so Tom, okay. Right, I think.
Just kick the dog, sorry.
Let me just, right, you focus on your words. I need to do this. One second. Okay, now focus on your words. Yes, Sonia. Right, but David.
I know.
No, hang on, Bruce. There was something there, Bruce. Now, David, I couldn't get any of yours. For some reason, you didn't pick it up.
No.
Okay, right. Okay, I think I can get this. Tom is coming. Tom, you're thinking your word, aren't you?
Yes.
You're thinking of your word. You're thinking of the word. And I think, there you go. It's a word that you need. Needs. Was needs your word?
Word, it was my word.
Good, okay. Sonia. I wonder what your word was. I wonder what your, what the word wonder keeps coming to my mind. Wonders. Was wonders your word? Yes. David, I'll come back to you, David. Okay. Martin, let's have a look. Are you comfortable, Martin? Are you sitting comfortably?
I am, yes.
Are you very restful, yeah? You resting nicely? Yeah, I think, yes, you know what I'm leading up to? Yeah. Rest. You're resting, yeah? Rest, your word. Nice
very
one.
good.
Thank you. Now, Bruce, this is weird. I could get hardly any message from you, but David's word kept coming back to me. In fact, David, what's the first letter of your word H?
No.
Oh, no, that wasn't you. In fact, it was Bruce. Bruce, you had a short word, a very short word. In fact, yeah, I can hear you thinking it. It's such a thin word. If you take the word thin and thin it out, take the T and the H out, you end up with in.
That would be my word.
That's your word. Yes. Right. Now back to David. I don't know. Hang on. Getting an E. Is that right? An E.
There is an E in my word.
It begins with an E. It begins with an E.
It does begin with an E.
It does. That's all I'm getting, because someone else is saying lots of words beginning with E, and I don't know which is yours. Someone else who was playing this game along, I don't know why they did it. I said, please don't think of it. Can you all forget your words? Come on, David.
Jeffrey Durham, I think.
No. No, I do apologize, David. I can't get your word. I know it begins with E, but
It does.
forgive me. Tell me, what was that word, Dave?
Exceptional.
Exceptional. Sorry. I'm sorry. I missed it.
I'm sorry.
Not bad. 4 out of 5. Thank you, gang, for helping me. Nice seeing you all. Cheers.
Thank you, Parry.
Moving on to our next performer, a lady who has been with us several times over the last couple of months and is sort of moving on with her act. And tonight it's version 2.05, the fantastic, magical Robina. Thank you, Robin. Hey, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, staying in the USA from Texas, where Robin is, we're going to zoom across to the East Coast to New York City and meet my very good friend, Tommy Burnett, the man who knows far too much. Hello, Tommy.
Hi, Kevin. Great to be here. I hope you're all having fun. If you're all having fun, I'm going to ruin that by telling you a very sad tale. I know I'm smiling, but it really is.
Oh.
You know, it really is sad. No. It is a story that took place almost 100 years ago. In your neck of the woods. So, Hoboken. Never tell that joke again. Yeah, no, it took place in England between 1911 and 1915. I'm going to show you some photographs. Well, yeah, we'll show you some photographs. But I don't want you to really pay that much attention yet. Can I get the lovely Sonia up here to help me, please? Hello, Sonia.
Hello, Tommy.
How are you? Are you okay today?
Yeah.
Good, I'm glad. So I have some photographs here. I'm just going to put them in a pile. There are five men. And I also have some, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to hold these up. I have some different names. Different names, right? I'm going to give them both a bit of a mix. And at the beginning, before I divulge anything, I want you to select one of each. So here are the photographs. I'm going to kind of, let me see here. I'm not used to this camera angle. Let me, much better. Here we go. Let's do this. So we'll spread this out. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Which one of the photos would you like to use?
3, please.
3. So I'm going to move number 3 over here and get rid of these and put them to one side. And now we're going to do the same with the names. And with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, completely free choice. Which one would you like?
5, please.
Number 5. Okay, so that's going to go there. And I want you to watch me as carefully as possible. I'm going to change this. I'm going to lift it up and place it in my pocket right here. So, oh, it's going to get stuck there. Hang on. It's not going to happen. We're going to leave it right here so it's in plain sight for the rest of the performers. Now, Sonia, the rest of the contents of this envelope are a little bit bigger, so you should be able to see what is actually going on here. But again, let me just move to a bigger screen. We have 5 rather unfortunate women, all very lovely, who had an untimely demise. These 5 gentlemen, if I use that term loosely, were 4 out of 5 were convicted. One, there was no evidence to support the claim that he did anything, but 4 out of 5 were convicted and eventually executed for the murder of 4 of these women. Okay? They could not figure out who was doing this, and they eventually hired a psychic to come in and do whatever she did. And she did something actually very simple. And the reason why I called on you, Sonia, is because I get a feeling from you that you are very sensitive. I get that feeling from you. And I could be wrong, but I'm usually not. But what she did was she would pick up a pile and have the woman's name in her mind. And let's use a name that isn't one of these 5 women. Let's say Amanda. She would pick up a pile and start spelling the name A, M, and then go to a different pile, A, N, D, A. Whatever she ended up with, that was the pair that she eventually figured out 4 out of 5 simply by doing that. It was pretty impressive. And today you are going to play the role of the psychic here. So would you like to begin with the women's pile or the men's pile? I know yesterday was International Women's Day, so perhaps what you'd like to start with the women, but you can certainly start with the men. It is completely up to you.
Yeah, we'll start with the ladies, shall we?
Okay, so the first woman's name was Mary, M-A-R-Y. So I will act as you. Normally, if you were here, you would be able to do everything that I've done so far, okay? I will start with the women's pile and go M, and whenever you want me to switch over, you just say switch, and I will go to the other pile. Okay, so that is M. This would be A.
Switch.
Okay, this would be R. And this would be Y. And that leaves us with these 2 here. I will place them to one side. Again, we begin with Beverly, who to her friends was called Bev, B-E-V. So you get to choose. Would you like to call her Beverly, or would you like to call her Bev?
Beverly.
Beverly, okay. And would you like to begin with the men or with the women?
We're going to men this time.
Okay. So once again, we'll go a little bit faster now. B, E, V, E, R. Don't forget you can switch at any time.
Switch.
L. Okay, wait. You want to switch now or
Oh no, switch now, that's fine. Just as it is.
This will be L and then Y. And then this will be your second match. And then our next victim was named Betty, B-E-T-T-Y. Would you like to begin with the women or the men?
We'll give with the men again this time.
Okay, and again we go B, E,
switch,
T, T.
Switch.
Okay, and Y. And again, this will be our third pair. And the next victim's name was Grace. Grace. Would you like to begin with the women or the men?
We'll go the women.
Okay, great. And so G R. Okay. G.
Yep.
A.
Switch.
Okay. C. E. And this is our fourth pair, and by detention, we make our fifth pair. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me get my. Oh, okay. I guess you can see those. Like that. Okay. And don't feel bad. Most people don't get 100% on this. So if you don't even get one, I would not feel bad. Actually, let me put all the men on the bottom. Okay. And if we start here, you can see this is Grace, and she was killed in Birmingham in 1912. And this is Frank Reeves, who was executed in 1912 for the murder of Grace Davies. So that was a 100% match. Good on you. So we're going to go a little bit faster now. This is Betty. Betty was killed in 1913 in Manchester, England. This is David Hill. He was executed in 1913 for the murder of Betty Ryder, who was this young lady here. Very good. The next one is Beverly, or Bev. And she was killed in 1914 in London by a man named Walter Brooker, who was executed in 1914 for her murder. Lastly, we have Mary, who was killed in Cornwall in 1915 by a man named Harry Thompson. Oddly enough, they had the same last name, but they were not related. He was executed in 1915 for the murder of Mary Thompson. Very strange indeed. Now, our last pair, this woman here was, at the time, never identified. And that was one reason why this gentleman got away. The other reason was there was no evidence that he did anything. Right? Now here's the thing again. It says unidentified, 1911, but she was murdered in Brighton, and he was the prime suspect for her murder, but no evidence. Case was unsolved. Right? Now, these are falling down, but these are the cards that you chose before we did anything. Let me show you what you could have chosen. You could have chosen any of these characters here, or any of these signatures. But you chose these two here. Now this is a name that has never come up before. This is Elizabeth Watts. This is one of the guys that killed one of the other 4 women. This is Harry Thompson, right? And it was actually supposed to be it was actually supposed to be somebody else. But Elizabeth Watts was eventually known as Elizabeth Gibson, and this is her grave. There's an actual gravestone for Elizabeth Watts, who happens to be this woman here. So you do really well. Thank you, Sonia. Don't know if that made any sense. I hope it did. but you are a very sensitive and scary woman. So thank you so much for helping me out. You did so well. Take care.
Thank you, Tommy.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Sonia. Fantastic. Right, so it's just up to me to look at the running order, make sure I haven't missed anyone out with the PC going down, etc. So no, I think it's just down to me to close the show off. And I need a helping hand. So just having a look around here in the gallery. And I think Sonia is one of our things, but I think she's just been on with Tommy. So maybe Jill. Jill, do you want to help me? Yeah, hello, Jill.
Hello, Flower.
And you've unmuted yourself without me saying anything. I didn't get to press my, where's my special little button? My unmute button, which there we go, that one there. That's the one I want to be able to use, and I haven't been able to use it because everybody's been very conscientious. Jill, you've been with us for a long time, so you've come across a lot of the different things that we do in magic and mind reading, etc. And you've seen these things mentioned, which are the ESP cards or Zena cards. And I'm afraid there's a bit of a delay on this camera, so excuse it, but hopefully you can see my mouth moving up there. and that makes sense. But the hands are a bit behind because of the crash of the computer. Some things are not quite where they should be. So it's confusing me because I'm picking these up and then a couple of seconds later I'm seeing me picking them up. Great fun. So let's try and make sense of it. So these are Zena cards, which are ESP cards. And if I bring them up to the camera, you'll see that they're rather special ones as well. They're called color match cards. So they're not just ESP cards, as you will see when I open them off. But they are all lovely colors.
There's posh.
Yeah, very nice. So, for example, that's the 5-pointed star, and it's red, and the yellow, and blue, etc. We're going to start off with one little routine, and then move on to something slightly different. So, for starters, we're going to use the 5 patterns: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I've sorted them out so that it didn't take too long to bring out and we're going to need 5 envelopes to match with them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got a spare envelope which we won't use. So very simply, little paper envelopes with hopefully you can see nothing in them, and I'm just going to drop each card into an envelope. 1, 2, 3, 4. The long-winded bit over with, and 5. Jill, it's really difficult to shuffle envelopes, so I'm just going to chuck them down and mix them up, and just keep mixing. And you tell me when is a good time to stop mixing these envelopes up.
Stop.
Okay, you're happy with that?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just going to make sure that the little flaps there. Okay. So, Jill, I have 5 envelopes in my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I want you just to give me any number between 1 and 5. Any number between 1 and 5.
4.
4. Free choice?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, if I put them down on the table really fairly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you've done this right, Jill, you have selected the one I wanted you to select, which was, yee, you selected the star. Fantastic. Well done, Jill. Congratulations. You don't look particularly impressed. No? I knew you were going to choose that one because I wrote on the back, you'll choose this one. And a little picture of the star.
Wonderful.
Brilliant, hey? And you're still not convinced, are you?
No, I want
I
to
can
see the
that.
backs of the other ones.
You want to see that? Well, let's have a look. So in this envelope here, we had the wavy lines, or some people call the bacon. And this one here, the cross. So they're all different. And this one here, the square. And this one here, the circle. Ta-da! Yeah. No, not still not particularly impressed by this effect. Okay.
No.
So I said you would choose this one, which is the star, and I did write on the back of all of them. You are right, Jill. You've been with us long enough to know that nothing's quite as it seems. But I wrote on the back of that one, you'll choose the star. I wrote on the back of that one, you'll choose the star. I wrote on the back of that one, you will choose the star. And I wrote on the back of that one, you will choose the star. So you did indeed choose the star.
Now I'm impressed.
Now, you're getting there. Okay. So that's all we have for time for tonight, folks. From all of us here from the Open Mic Night, apologies for the techie issues during the show. From Paul Cooper, Chris Nixon, George Smith and Milena, Roy Stone, Gunnar from Iceland, Bruce from the USA, Rolf from Germany, Michael Kelly from the Isle of Man, Parry, Robina and Tommy Burnett. Good night and goodbye for now.
Thank you for another wonderful show.